Sugar prices are on a sweet high. They're up nearly 7%. Now, this was mostly on a technical bounce after prices fell to a 9-month low last month. They'd earlier been rising to 29-year highs. Now, the drop was also driven by fundamental factors, crop prospects improving in the leading producer, Brazil. Well, Nirgunan Tiruchelvam is equities analyst over at RBS, joining us now for a closer look at not only the sugar prices, but I think that's where we'll kick off today, Nirgunan. I notice that you are optimistic on soft commodities overall, believing that sugar currently specifically is on a very sound footing, basically because it's due to weather prospects. But as we've seen even over the last week, it can be notoriously volatile. Just how do you trade this commodity?
Yes, we are optimistic on soft commodities in general. The main case for soft commodities is that adverse weather conditions will restrict the supply at a time where the world economy is recovering, and you have some structural trends like rising consumption in India and China driving up soft commodity prices. As far as sugar is concerned, I think we need to distinguish between the soft commodities that are almost perennial or long-term crops like palm oil and the annual crops such as sugar. Now, palm oil is a crop which has a 3-year gestation period. Their demand-supply situation is much more secure or much more restricted than sugar. Sugar production can be adjusted on an annual basis, so the recent drop in sugar must be put into that context.
Clearly, though, aside from the recent drop in sugar, you know, the analysts that I've been speaking to certainly do seem to be very mixed about just where sugar prices are headed from here, because the recent downward momentum has just been so strong. And of course, there are these issues with India signing deals currently. So just where is the sugar price headed right now? How do you trade this?
We don't have a specific forecast on sugar. Our fundamental view is that soft commodities are going to be in shortage, but sugar may be one of the more vulnerable soft commodities purely because of the fact that it's an annual crop and production levels can adjust very quickly. The most secure soft commodity names are like palm oil or even rubber, which falls under the soft commodity space in my view, where it takes a long time to adjust your production levels. The gestation period is much longer, or the harvesting period is much more extended.
Well, let's then talk about getting access to the palm oil producers, certainly in the equity market, Nirgunan. I know you've got a number of buys in this space. Take us through some of them.
Our top picks are Indofood Agri and Golden Agri. These two companies are in the happy position of driving up production at a time when the industry as a whole is having a restricted time in terms of production levels. At a time when production is faltering in the CPO industry in general, these two companies are driving up CPO production due to their planting cycle and improvements in productivity.
Now, I noticed that there's also currently, in your view, a significant underinvestment in agriculture. Just how quickly is that going to be stepped up around the region, do you believe?
That underinvestment cannot be reversed very easily. It is a historical fact. It is a function of the cycle that we are in the midst of, where underinvestment in both agriculture and industrial commodities is causing a long-term bull run in commodity prices.
Nirgunan, I noticed one other buy that you have in the sector. In fact, we have spoken about this once before on cash flow, and that is the Noble Group. Can you take me through your reasons that you've retained the buy on this stock?
Noble is a solid way of playing rising commodity prices. It has excellent operations. It has invested very heavily in sugar refining in Brazil, in soybean processing in Argentina, and coal mines in Australia. So it is a diverse profile of assets in a number of countries. We expect this company to generate decent earnings growth, and at 12-13 times, it's a very good price.
All right. Nirgunan, great to have you with us today. Thank you so much for joining us. Nirgunan Tiruchelvam with me there from RBS.